sometimes they tell some pretty hefty fish stories. We don't know if they're true or not.
And now, it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, Corey Sandin, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, and Corey Sandin.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with Rock Cod Rick Maxa. We're in the world headquarters of Let's Talk Hookup here, right next to the San Diego landings in Point Loma. We have the man, Captain Frank LoPreste, from everywhere, basically. The Royal Polaris, the Shogun, Seaforth, Fisherman's Landing, Point Loma Sport Fishing, and beyond. You stay tuned. This is Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, YouTube, Facebook Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
The reels that Southern California anglers have been waiting for are here. Shimano is proud to introduce the all-new Talica 40A and 50A reels. The Talica series is Shimano's flagship 2-speed lever drag reel. It sits at the very pinnacle of the offshore world. Shimano has increased the fishability of the larger Talica models by reducing rotational resistance at high drag and improving durability in critical positions within the reel. The all-new Talica 40A and 50A now boast Infinity Drive, which employs 2 drag washers housed on the side of the reel, allowing for an ultra-smooth, powerful drag system, while at the same time increasing winding power under a load by as much as 40%. The new Talica is built around a more compact, cold-forged machine aluminum one-piece frame. Plus, there's also a new higher high gear built with the Southern California angler in mind. The new Talica 40 and 50A are available now at your local Shimano dealer.
Hey, it's time for the 30-second Power Pro seminar. Here's the hot tip for those of us that like to fish with small reels for big fish. Fill your spools with Power Pro Max Quattro. It's 25% thinner than standard Power Pro. That means you're going to get more line on that small reel. Plus, you can fly line your bait more effectively. Here's another tip about Power Pro Max Quattro. Your casting distance will increase in addition to increasing your spool capacity. So downsize your tackle and use Power Pro Max Quattro. Check powerpro.com for more information.
Inside information is everything when it comes to catching fish in Southern California. You need a code group to connect with what's happening on the water. FishDope.com is your code group. Inside information available at your fingertips 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane, along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. They become your code group. You get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Quintin, 365 days a year. FishDope.com has online planning tools, temperature and chlorophyll charts, hot bite icons, and more. Take it from me, if you don't have FishDope.com, you're not part of the in-the-know crowd. Membership is affordable and good for an entire year. Plus, use the special code and save $30 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on a very busy morning. I when I came into the radio show yesterday and I looked outside at the pad and saw all the boats going, I thought, boy, the boys are going to be busy. Today they are busier. There's a lot of boats coming and going at Fisherman's Landing today.
Yeah.
And some good fishing.
Some really good fishing.
Man.
Tell us what you know.
That's just great. It's great, great to see. There was very good fishing for our fleet. You know, I checked in with our boys. I was off yesterday. I had a fun family day, but was off, but checked in with Brian in the office at Fisherman's Landing this morning. And hey, how did we do last night? And it was great. It was great fishing. I mean, I know the Liberty had, I think he said the Liberty came in with 50-ish. It was like high 40s, bluefin tunas. The high
on a day trip.
I'm not sure how long of a trip they were. They were on a charter, you know, so it was probably a day and a half or maybe a 2-day. But he said the high percentage of the fish were in the 40 to 90 pound range. Sweet. So really, really nice quality. Constitution had a big day. There was multiple boats that had that kind of similar score. Tomahawk, he said, again, had a really nice trip, mostly 40 to 90 pounders.
Perfect size.
Queen returned from a 3-day trip, full limits of bluefins. It was just great. It was great fishing again. Like limits or very near limits for all of the boats that ran out of Fisherman's last night. I'm sure other landings probably saw and experienced similar fishing. It was great.
And some nice great yellows too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Boy, there's been some
legit.
There's been some cool surprises on kelps offshore. A lot of it is kelp grade fish, smaller, mediums, whatever. And then all of a sudden, like, it's a 30-pounder. Like, where'd
that come from?
Yeah, that's been pretty cool. The tuna challenge wrapped up yesterday.
Right,
I know that was a very
pelagic tuna challenge.
Yep, yeah, that was a very successful event, and
saw a lot of big fish being weighed in over in Avalon.
There was the tournament was won by a 138-pounder, but I mean, you start going down the leaderboard, it was 138, 129, 129, 127, 120, 119. Like, there was a lot of big fish. And how about that for, as always, the difference of, pound here or there, or even identical weights between a couple of them. So it was really cool, and a very successful event. There was close to $100,000 in cash given out throughout the event. It was a really good one.
Good. Yeah, it was a really good one. And so what happened to the 200-pounders?
I mean, the same thing that always happens to them. They get caught. They don't. They're here.
Yeah.
You can't.
They're either around or not.
Those guys clearly got the best of what was available. And those were the mid 100-pounders.
Yeah. And then the skiff fishing down very close to home. Some of the foamer fishing.
That was cool. We got to talk about that yesterday. About
Brandon
how
Nelson.
How
sometimes
some of his
videos,
Mother Nature throws you a curveball, but then she also throws you a hanging curve down the plate. And obviously the curve for the private boaters was there's. We talked about it at length yesterday. The bait situation is difficult, but they're kicking ass and they're doing the very best that they can. But on Friday, there wasn't bait available for cash sales, and it is what it is. But then the other opportunity comes. There was foamer fishing, some of the best that the private boats have had the entire year.
Yeah.
On a time when you didn't need bait, so it was just it was a very fun week of bluefin fishing. It was great
and flat calm weather.
Again,
yeah,
it was grease.
Yeah,
where you could
get
see
these tropical systems come through.
You could see a foamer from miles away. You didn't need to have a tank of sardines if you were in your skiff. It was cool. It was a very fun weekend of fishing, and great to see the boats doing as well as they did. It was really cool.
Good morning, Captain Frank.
Good morning. Time got away from me.
That's okay.
The Supreme and the Shogun.
That's a good problem.
You're kind of everywhere.
Kind of.
Yeah. You're like
I just wanted to mention one of the best trips the Royal Polaris ever had on an 18-day trip was they left San Diego without one piece of bait.
Get out of here. Wow.
Is that right?
That's right. One of the best ever.
Best ever.
Yep.
Make a tank of mackerel somewhere.
Made everything at down at Cedrus and wherever we were fishing bait.
And I noticed Jonathan right now that he did the same thing this trip, right? This bait
He's making mackerel. Actually, quite a few of the guys now are making perfect soap bars.
Yeah, soap bars.
Well, that's what we call them.
Yeah. Why do you call them soap bars?
Because they're the perfect size. They're bigger than a soap bar, but not
they're
maybe
not too big, not too small.
That's right.
Yeah,
they're perfect.
Yeah. So I know,
and you love them because you can get so many of them in a tank.
Yeah, and they swim good, and they carry a big hook good, and you can fish heavy line, and they're not affected by it.
And you generally catch bigger fish.
I'll bet.
So we've been talking about the bait situation here for the last few weeks, and I know you are on big time on the pulse of the Everingham brothers. You talk to them on a daily basis.
Just about.
It's important. What's the latest?
Well, right now there's good sign of anchovy and small sardine. Kind of hard to catch, but they're working as hard as they can on it. They're bringing another boat down to help, and they're doing everything they can. And the guys, I just hope the guys that are in the smaller boats, the cash sales people, understand that the reason why they get shut off is because the sport fleet is what supports them all year long, and if they got to come first.
Yes.
So,
and we explained that yesterday, that 15% of all gross ticket prices go to the Everingham brothers, whether they catch bait or not, whether you guys go to the bait receiver or not.
Absolutely true.
I've
had some very tough arguments with operators and owners.
I can imagine.
Why do we have to pay for it when we don't get any? Because they're out there trying. That's why they're out there trying, and whatever. That's the way it's been since
And
the
that's
beginning
why
of
they're
time.
first
I
in
know I
line.
had a hard time with it when I first got a boat.
Yeah,
So,
I can understand.
when you're
It's like,
working
wait a
your butt
minute.
off to make a payment.
I'm
And,
paying a bunch of money to you guys, and I'm not getting any bait. What's that?
Oh,
all
I
about?
remember saying I got 20 scoops. That worked out to almost $300 a scoop. You know,
Well, it probably cost them a lot more to catch that,
but
right?
you got to learn. That's all. It's the way it
Yeah.
is. And without those guys trying the way they do, we're out of business.
Yeah.
So
That's the bottom
that's
line.
the bottom line.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, I guess there's no way to predict it, right?
No.
What's going to happen with bait and where they're going to find it? And
We've had years like this before. It's all going to get better.
yeah.
I mean, it's just whether, there's been a threat that the sardine might disappear for a few years, and it might, but who knows?
Yeah.
And we've had, we had many years where it was straight anchovy. We didn't have any sardines.
Well, Fred Huber from the Daily Double called yesterday, kind of very happy that there was going to be a bunch of anchovy in the receiver yesterday.
Oh, the
for him.
bass sure like them better.
Oh my
that's
gosh,
for sure.
they're just having fantastic
Yeah.
fishing there.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
that was really fun hearing from Fred yesterday. He was just telling us about the grade of the calico bass that was available and how good it was biting, and just an afternoon in Point Loma with good current running down the beach and some anchovies in the tank and biting bass. Like, fishing doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah.
It just sounded so fun. He painted such a cool picture yesterday.
It's one of my favorite fish to fish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Bass.
So much fun. So what's the latest? What's going on? I mean,
Well, LAR got in this morning from a 6-day trip with limits of yellowtail and beautiful catch of tuna,
wow.
25 to 45 pounds. Perfect for the group.
Yellowfin.
Yes.
Yeah.
And some Dorado.
Some Dorado,
not
too.
a lot. I think he had 10 or 11.
Yeah. Okay.
But there's a sprinkling of them starting to show up more and more.
yeah.
And so they had a great trip.
How many
And
day trip was that? 6 day? Yeah.
6.
So how far can you go on a 6
He
day?
got all the way down to the 13.
Wow.
In fact, he would have had more time down there, but he got down below Cedrus and somebody was having a medical problem. He had to come all the way north to 35 miles north of Cedrus before a helicopter picked up the patient at about 11:30 at night. Then he had to go back down, and luckily he had very good fishing at San Pablo, and then he went on down to the 13. So normally he'd get 2 full days on the 13. This time he only had 1.
But he only needed one.
That's all he needed.
That's amazing. And then Jonathan on the RP.
He's doing great.
Yeah, I
I'm
saw
pretty
some
sure he's
Photos yesterday looked awesome.
Was he out of Laos? Yes.
It didn't look like they were at the rocks. I think that they had I think the photo that I saw was having a really nice tuna and yellowtail, and then mentioning that they were planning on going to the rocks the next
There
day.
you go.
But
Yeah.
the grade was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a good showing of that 50, 60 pound yellowfin and the 25 to 40 pound yellowfin.
How far down does a guy need to, how long of a trip does a guy need to realistically be on to get to take advantage of that yellowfin right now where it's at?
Well, I would say, you can do it on a 6, but I like to say at least a 7
Yeah.
because that gives you
Gives you some
2.5 days down there and might even have a chance to go to the rocks to get a skinny.
Yeah.
On a 7.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've done it many times.
Yeah.
If the fishing's good enough, yeah.
Yeah. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, you want to get your yellowtail and tuna out of the way first before you go out and mess with them.
Before you swing for the fence.
And then I know you have the pulse of every, Seaforth, Point Loma, Fisherman's Landing. What's going on at the landings? Any
Well,
buzz you can share with us?
Well, the only buzz I can tell you is that, there's been a few, Fisherman's has had a couple of boats that are gone now. The Condor is going to be out of here in a few days.
Yeah.
And the Pegasus had their bad luck, but overall it's been a good year.
Yeah.
Point Loma's doing fine. We're working on trying to get the port to get us done here. It's just
Docks.
I've been pinging for a meeting for 3 months, and so has Frank Rossetti. And the response is, well, we're working on it. We're working on it. Now, I just don't understand how it works.
Is that to redo the docks?
Yeah.
Yeah. And why are they dragging their feet?
Politics? I can tell you that it's all about, they've okayed the dock replacement, but now they don't want to let us go ahead until we agree to what we're going to do landside. And we feel that we can do some things landside, but when we're going to be spending almost $4 million just on Fisherman's and another 4 on Point Loma,
Wow.
and close to that at H&M, it's hard to do a lot of landside improvements.
Wow.
Okay. But there are things that can be done that we plan on doing, but they've called in some specialists to tell us how to do it.
Specialists.
Get out of here.
Yeah. So they'll spend money on specialists, but they won't.
Well, they're getting $40,000 to tell us how to do it.
Yeah. Great. Yeah.
Crazy.
Nice.
So other than that,
City of San Diego is, I mean, is it?
No,
well,
it's
the
not the
port.
city.
It's the port.
support.
Yeah.
But
The city, it might be even worse, right?
it's hard to say.
But,
Politics is difficult. I just don't understand why it moves so slow.
yeah. It's just politics.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
So-
I get it. It's tough.
When
When you're trying to run a business, it's
well,
not.
what was it for
conducive.
the Pegasus? That their fire was on July 16th, and the insurance company still hasn't okayed the repairs.
Wow.
That makes me so mad.
So
It's
so unfair.
That was one of the most disappointing things I've seen because Alec is a young new owner who was hungry and just did things, just really did
Working
things the
hard,
right way.
yeah.
He worked his butt off. He ran a lot of trips in the very beginning that were light or had lesser people and probably lost money to get it going and get it started. And he kicked ass, man. What more do you say? He built a great clientele and he got to the point where the boat was full and running and chartered and all the things that you're supposed to do as a young guy, and was just about to enjoy all that hard work and running full. And then there was an electrical fire, and then insurance is dragging their feet and just has to just put everything on pause. All of that hard work, and all those full trips and full spots and full charters that he worked so hard to get. And now is just having to sit and wait for insurance to do whatever they're going to do.
And it's likely he's not going to be up by the end of the fishing season.
It's next year.
Next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
It's just amazing, though, as Rick was saying earlier, what the fishing's like. I mean, the local fishing, the Seaforth, and how well they're doing up there. They're getting a sprinkling of yellowtail almost every day. Good bass fishing. Some bonita.
Oh,
And,
wow.
Yeah, Seaforth has had bonita on their count almost every day. And here locally, like the count yesterday on the boats was just fabulous, like you said, bass fishing. And then, Shogun just got in with a really nice trip. Fish up to 150. Ooh. and some really nice fish, and some of course some 25 pounders too, but they had limits of bluefin. So I don't know, when you look at that and then you look at the fishing down below, and I might mention that I've noticed that not only does the Royal Polaris have one opening here, one opening there on 10-day trips from cancellations. If anybody's interested in an 8 to 10-day trip, I think you can find several boats that'll have one or two openings
in the prime season coming up here, the fall.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about September, October, November.
Wow,
the best of it.
Wow,
yeah. All from recent cancellations because all our trips were full.
Yeah,
and now I notice there's one, and then we have a Thanksgiving trip that's got 3 openings.
Really? Wow, on the Royal Polaris.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. What about the Polaris Supreme?
Polaris Supreme doesn't have too much left. There's 2 openings on a trip in December and a couple openings on a trip in November.
But December has been a fantastic month.
The last 6-7 years, it's been some of the best fishing of the year. Yellowfin and bluefin.
Yeah.
Because it's usually a 5-day trip and he can get down there a ways.
Okay. Yeah. And this year, the way the water conditions are and late season, kind of everything, it could really bode well.
It's hard to say. Pete, I've predicted so many times, and yes, I've been right a few times, but I've been wrong just as many times. So I don't like predicting anymore.
No. Well, then what about albacore, though? What are you predicting? Let's predict some albacore
someday.
Yeah, I'm going off. I'm still going.
Pete said it.
Year,
marked
right?
it yesterday.
Yeah,
next year.
Next year. Yeah. Every year.
So I do know this. Talking to Barbara Block, she talked about the. I can't even remember the word she used, but over in Japan, the way the water conditions are, she feels that more of that tuna is coming this way.
Ooh.
And that we're going to have bluefin for a long time to come.
No kidding.
That's what she feels.
Well,
and she is, without a doubt, one of the sharpest people in the world when it comes to bluefin.
She's
that's
the one.
her deal.
So that's great. We just need to have some yellowfin and Dorado to mix in with it.
Yeah.
Was she here for one of the collection trips, or was it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then we have another collection trip for Monterey Bay Aquarium coming up, a 13-day trip in September.
That's one of my favorite, when those guys come back and they transfer the fish. And then if you get lucky enough to get up to the Monterey Bay Aquarium and see that, amazing tank with all the tunas in it swimming by, to get to go and, point at those fish like, man, those things came off of the same boat that we go fishing on, the same dock that we go on. And that's pretty darn cool.
Yeah, remember when they had that one bluefin that got to over 300?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then he jumped out of the tank.
He jumped out of the tank, and they came in one morning. He's dead. Yeah, it's like, dang.
That's a bummer.
It's like, made a big mistake there, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do they keep you've done it for so many years, how much space does a tuna need?
I had a big tank, and I never did hear why it jumped out. But there must have been some bait in there. I mean, he was eager.
I meant more on the boat, like on the Shogun. Where obviously, I mean, can they just go into the deck well? Do they have to go into the?
No, they go on the deck wells. But we never. We always want fish less than 10 pounds.
Okay,
that fish grew.
I got
How
that.
long did it take them to grow?
I don't remember. We'd have to.
Yeah,
I'll find out for you.
Yeah, that's
fun to get John on here sometime.
Yeah, well, as you can hear, we have a great show lined up for you today with the man, Captain Frank LoPreste, here talking fishing all over San Diego. Here.
It's my favorite. There's nothing that this guy doesn't have a handle on and help us all make happen. And it's just going to be a great show and a lot of fun. And we want to hear from you this morning. If you want to be a part of Let's Talk Hookup, we would love to hear from you. Give us a call at 833-288-0973. That's how you reach us on the fan this morning. We are standing by to take those phone calls. 833-288-0973. Again, is how you reach on the fan. Or send us a text. I've already been looking. There's some great text coming through. The only way to text in your questions is through the Let's Talk Hookup app. We say it every week. It's a free download. You don't get any BS. If you don't have the Let's Talk Hookup app already, you need to get it. You can get it either an Android or an iPhone. It's free. There's no BS. There's no nothing. But it's the only way that you can participate in the text to questions to the show. And it's a very easy way to listen to Let's Talk Hookup, whether it be live or archive. Listen on your drive home. If you missed a fun part of the show yesterday with Wayne, you can catch that on your drive home. It's just great. It's a very fun app, and it's the only way to text in your questions. And when you do, make sure you include your contact information as well, because we are giving away a very special prize. And we're so stoked to have Captain Frank in here today. One lucky caller or texter, and as always, that's going to be decided by a coin flip at the end of the show, whether that goes to the caller side or the texter side, is going to win an overnight trip at a Fisherman's Landing. And how this works is any boat that is running open party at a Fisherman's Landing overnight, you get to go on that trip. Any boat, regardless. And then Carl had said if it's a day and a half trip, you can pay the extra to upgrade to that. So a very special prize for one lucky caller or texter, an overnight or potential upgrade to a day and a half on any boat running open party at a Fisherman's Landing. How cool is that?
Why don't we add a $250 gift certificate to that today to either Polaris Supreme, Royal Polaris, or Shogun?
Wow. So that means, why don't we have a caller and a texter?
There you go.
I love it.
Flip the coin to see who gets the $250.
Somebody's getting $250 on one of the most beautiful boats in our fleet.
Yeah, out of either one, Polaris Supreme, Royal Polaris, or the Shogun.
That's so
$250 on one of those boats.
How cool is that?
Very nice.
Going to be clearly a very busy morning. So stoked to have Captain Frank in here. And again, if you want to get through on the phones, it's 833-288-0973, or send us a text on that Let's Talk Hookup app. And when we come back, we're going to be taking your phone calls. So much fun here to come. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. This is Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan. One rod has set the standard for serious saltwater anglers worldwide, and that's CalStar. From the rugged dependability of the West Coast Series, the lightweight strength of the Graphiter, or the performance of the GG Series, all CalStar rods are handmade right here in Southern California of the finest materials and craftsmanship. Check out the new CalStar models now available, as well as upgrades to the classic rods that you know and love. If you want your tackle to be state-of-the-art tools to get the job done right, it's CalStar at fine tackle dealers.
For local or long-range fishing, we have you covered. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle, the saltwater tackle professionals. Being a part of the San Diego Sport Fishing Landing gives us a distinct advantage when it comes to getting you on the latest and hottest tackle for your trip. Our expert staff knows exactly what you need for your long-range or local trip, and we will not sell you something you don't need. We carry a huge inventory of the right tackle, So visit us at Fisherman's Landing Tackle at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
Power your boat with Norsk Lithium, the ultimate choice for marine adventures. Our batteries deliver unmatched starting, trolling, and electronics power, packed with cutting-edge technology like Deep Sleep to eliminate phantom draw. Built with rugged BCI-compliant cases, they're designed to handle the toughest conditions on the water. Stay in control with the Norsk Guardian app. Monitor performance, track battery health, and unlock advanced features right from your phone. Charge with confidence using Evotech onboard and DC-to-DC chargers for fast, efficient, and hassle-free power management. Designed for maximum compatibility, these chargers keep your entire system running at peak performance, so you're always ready for the next trip. With a 10 plus 2-year non-prorated warranty, you can trust your batteries to perform for years to come. Our industry-leading warranty ensures you get the most out of your investment. With dedicated customer support if you ever need it. Upgrade your marine power today. Set up your custom system at norsklithium.com or visit Trolling Motor Doctor in Lakewood. Norsk Lithium. No matter where the adventure takes you, we've got you powered.
A top fleet and superb fishing is what Seaforth Sport Fishing in Mission Bay is all about. With free parking and fully stocked tackle shop, it's no wonder Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Apollo, Outer Limit, El Gato Dos, Pride, Tribute Pacifica, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth, Sea-Watch, and San Diego offer the finest half and full day trips available. Seaforth Sport Fishing. For charters or regular open parties scheduled, check seaforthlanding.com. Run by fishermen for fishermen in Mission Bay.
The Ford Summer Sales Event is on at your San Diego County Ford dealers. It's a great time to take a test drive to see what Ford's award-winning lineup of trucks and SUVs has to offer. You'll discover California's best-selling truck brand, Ford F-Series, equipped for anything your demanding job needs or the family vacation you're taking. Check out the Bronco family featuring the iconic Ford Bronco or the versatile Ford Bronco Sport. Both have muscle, tech, and durability needed to go anywhere. Whether it's gas, hybrid, or all-electric, visit your local dealership to find the perfect Ford for you during the Ford Summer Sales Event. The Ford Summer Sales Event is on at your San Diego County Ford dealers. It's a great time to take a test drive to see what Ford's award-winning lineup of trucks and SUVs has to offer. Visit your local San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning with Captain Frank. Going to be a very busy show and lots of fun. And these are the mornings that I love here. It's August, and being at the world headquarters of Fisherman's Landing, it is just a constant look out the window of all the boats dropping passengers off, sliding over to get fuel. This guy moving so this guy can get in. These are the mornings that I love down here. You can hear the dock carts clanking up and down. It's really fun.
Busy time,
no
for
doubt,
sure.
man.
And it's just amazing that come 11:30 in the morning, you could shoot a shotgun down everywhere. It's a morgue.
It was funny. I try and get in a walk every morning, and sometimes I just rock around here. And I think it was Monday morning. I was walking past the landing. I couldn't even get through on the sidewalk.
Mm-hmm.
There were so many guys waiting.
Some of the joggers get pretty upset.
Yeah,
tough.
Anticipating. Yeah, tough. Yeah, exactly. but it's just that time of the year, right? Yeah,
it's fun to see the camaraderie. I don't know why I was thinking the other day about how much I love this industry, and people asking me when I'm going to retire. And when I was running the boat, for me back then, probably because I was just young and stupid, it was all about catching fish. And if I didn't catch fish, I felt like I was disappointing them. But when you see what's happening, when these people hang out for hours, you realize that it's every bit as much camaraderie. And Taka Tanaka never put it any better. We're going fishing, we're going to have fun, and if we catch fish, it's a bonus. And it's what makes, what you're really doing in this business is making people happy.
Yeah, that's it.
So that's it in a nutshell.
Helping them enjoy their vacation.
Enjoy life.
Yeah, that's what it's all
Getting
about.
away.
Yeah,
Yep.
catching fish.
Catching fish.
That's the bonus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Anywho.
Well, phones are packed, so let's jump into it, Rick.
You got it, man. How about we started off this morning with Mike? Mike's calling us from Torrance this morning. Mike, good morning. Thanks for getting us started here on Let's Talk Hookup. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ricky. Hey, Pete. Hey, Frank. Frank, thanks for bringing the fresh fruit and vegetables from your ranch down to the boat today.
Wow.
You're welcome, my friend.
Supreme.
You're welcome.
The boat's looking good.
Well, good.
So I just wanted to give you guys a quick fish report from Castitas. We went there last Saturday and got a 5-pounder, and I think we caught and released 31 largemouth fishing with Fred, the guide up there.
How cool!
He's got a top-notch situation, and we're real fortunate to be able to go enjoy that beautiful lake.
Oh, that's
so I just want to say hello to everybody, and you guys have a great day, okay?
Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Appreciate that. You have a great text, huh?
Well, I thought a fun text that I actually was going to maybe slide in later or not, but it just kind of bounces off of Mike's question. It was from John in Rancho, San Diego. Says, well, what a great show. I always love hearing the wrap-ups from Frank. First, I want to say, Frank, thanks so much for everything you do for San Diego sport fishing. But my question is about green bass. I got into fishing in Mexico, and I was wondering if your opinion was that it was safe to access Mexico bass fishing anytime soon. In the meantime, where is your favorite largemouth bass fishing taking place?
Well, my favorite largemouth bass fishing happens to be at my ranch right now.
That's so.
I'm catching some up to 7.5 pounds.
No way, they're getting that big.
Beautiful. But I actually got some good news yesterday, and that is now I have to verify it as far as from the safety standpoint. But as I understand it, as of October 1st, both
Picachos
and El Salto are going to be available.
Great.
Now, if that's, I don't know how good the safety is of it, and I'm going to check into that. I'm going to make a few calls tomorrow and see what I can find out. And if so, I'm definitely going to book a trip for next May for sure. I've already got a trip going to Idaho, so
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we already have a trip planned and deposited to Picachos in April, so
good.
We're hoping it happens.
I think you're good at Picacho from what I understand.
Yeah,
but
that's good news.
I just stuck on El Salto.
Yeah,
That's
no,
such
I
a
get
special
it.
place.
They're both special places. They're both amazing.
And that's just like what Frank was saying in the, when we were talking before, like it's as much camaraderie as it is the fishing. And that's a very fun one. I've been blessed to go with Frank a couple of times, and the fishing is fantastic. And obviously that's a big draw to when you're going, but when you come back, it's dinner with everybody together and it's fish stories and it's giving a hard time to the guy who was back last half the day and stuck in a tree. And it was high-fiving the guy that got the 7-pounder and then everybody talked about what they caught him on and strategizing the nets before, and you digging into your bag and sharing the 3 blue crankbaits because they were biting the blue better than they're biting the black. It's that the people part of it is the fun of those trips.
And the good people that work at the
no doubt, man.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, I can imagine how hard that's been on them for sure. So it's
I
nice
agree.
to hear that they're getting back to work for sure.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, thank goodness. And let's go ahead and jump back in the phone.
You got it. James from Santee is up next on Let's Talk Hookup. James, good morning.
Hey, good morning. How you fellas doing today?
Great, buddy.
Great.
Doing just lovely.
Fantastic. Hey, I got a chance to jump on a little half-day boat Friday, the premiere at H&M Landing, and we kicked the butt. Captain Brandon, he's a grinder, and he put us on the fish. It got slow for a little bit. The water was warm, but ugly water. I'm here to tell you, but we grounded out. We did good. I ended up catching at least 10 fish, if not more.
James, that's awesome.
Rock cod, Vermilion rock cod, you name it, a whitefish. It was smoking hot. Little Max, we bunched up on the Max and set them up for bait. So it was a great day on the water. But hey, thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, well, thanks for joining us on Let's Talk Hookup. And that's a great report. And it's half-day fishing, man. It's so much fun.
It is.
Yeah. Glad you got out. Appreciate the call this morning. Hey, Jake from Carlsbad has some kudos for Fisherman's Landing Tackle. Hey, guys, loving the show. Just wanted to give a huge shout out to Brandon down at the shop. Of course, Brandon, the world's greatest fisherman, we call him. I've been waiting for...
Don't tell Rick that.
I've been waiting for 100J mag blank for a while, and he went out of his way to keep me in the loop on the regular updates. Even gave me a sweet limited color blank. Really appreciate his extra effort and solid communication. Big thanks to Brandon and the whole crew at Fisherman's Landing Tackle. It's very nice.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
Music to my ears. I am totally familiar with that. He had made a deposit on a special blank that we had been waiting for a little bit. And don't get me wrong, CalStar is kicking some serious butt, but that blank was just a little bit back on when it was its turn to being produced. but they built some very special ones that were. It was a graphite 100 mag. That's a graphite and fiberglass composite, and that one had it had some tan fiberglass in place of the black. So you had the dark gray graphite that blended to become tan fiberglass. And Brandon, knowing that gentleman had been waiting for a while on that 100 mag blank, called and said, "Hey man, we know you've been waiting. This one's maybe a couple of bucks, and it's kind of a special one. But if anybody deserves it, it's you. No charge, no nothing, no extra. This is yours if you want it." And now he's got himself a really cool rod. I was proud about how that one all went down.
That is great. Cool. Well, let's jump back on the phones, Rick.
You got it, man. Hey, they are absolutely packed solid. If you want to get your shot again, it's 833-288-0973. We're going to talk to Matt, who's calling us from Camarillo this morning. Good morning, Matt. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
A quick question for Frank. You've been doing this for years. Is there any wisdom you can give us with a standard J hook or a circle hook? When to set that hook? How long to let that fish eat that bait? Would be much appreciated. Thanks.
Good question.
Well, first of all, remember that a circle hook is always great because, or a Mutu style hook is always great because generally you hook them in the corner of the mouth. And what you got to remember is you can't swing. On the other hand, you can use a J hook. And if you fish it the exact same way you would fish a Mutu style hook, in other words, not swing, you will hook them in the corner of the mouth every time also.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Not swing.
Not swing.
Yeah.
You just treat it exactly.
Just treat it like a J hook.
In your mind, close your eyes and pretend you're fishing a Nautilus circle. Even if you're just fishing a cheap old bronze J hook, you just put that thing into gear.
And just whine.
Whine steady, not fast, just whine steady. And as it comes tight, you just slowly lift your rod, bend your rod.
Is the hookup ratio higher on a J hook than a circle hook?
I don't know that it's necessarily greater if you fish it like a Mutu.
Yeah.
It's more about. I would say it's more about whether you do it correctly or not.
Gotcha.
The other part of his question, which I think was the best part of the question, is how long do you let them run? And I don't care who you are, you're going to miss some.
Sure.
And there's those fish that just barely pick it up and move a little bit, and you're just waiting, and then nothing.
Yeah.
And you always feel like, damn it, I should have set the hook.
I should have done it.
But I generally find that, hey, when I start to get a bite, I want to see it pick up a little speed before I set the hook. Okay. Now, when you're
what about the size of the hook, Frank? I mean,
I have a close friend named Sanford Marina, who is, I think, an amazing fisherman. And you see this man use small hooks all the time.
Yeah.
When I would be using a 2.0, he's using a 2.
Wow.
Okay. And the success ratio is great.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's definitely a difference. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. So are you more likely to get a solid hook with a larger hook than a smaller? Or
I think your chances improve on landing the fish much more.
If the bigger hook.
Of course.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So that's the big question, is which size hook. And that's
Sanford's also one that uses lighter line, but if where most people are using 50, he's using 40. But if you pull properly, the 40 is almost as good as the 50 if you pull properly.
Frank said something once years and years and years ago, and it's the lesson that I've tried to live by forever. And it's when it's a tough day and it's hard to get a bite and all these things, that well before you drop, you'll see guys all the time drop down in line size to try to get their bite. And Frank had always preached, like, man, drop your hook size before you drop your line size. And I've lived by that rule too. And put a little smaller hook, the bait swims a little better. Maybe it hides in the bait a little better, especially if you shoulder hook it.
Sure.
And you can still get the bite on heavy line. But I'm a big fan of that. I'm a fan of letting my hook size drop a little bit before I drop my line size. I'm a heavy line guy.
The other thing that's really crazy, and my wife is a believer in that. And that is, when you and I hook a fish, we pull on it, right?
Absolutely. That's what I came for. That's what I paid for my ticket price for.
But she, and I've seen other people, don't yank and pull so
Yeah,
hard.
right.
And I see it.
Totally.
Definitely, they get their fish
Something
in. There is something to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't pull. The harder you pull, the harder they pull. Huh?
It seems that way. Yes.
Yeah. Interesting.
And I'll watch Kathy walk up the rail, or some of our lady anglers walk up the rail with a fish, and instead of having a solid bend into it, it's almost not quite straight at them, and they're just taking their time, and that fish doesn't go nuts.
Yeah.
So how much truth there is to that?
We'll see.
Just something to consider.
Yeah. Well, I want to take a minute to talk about a great spot that I know you're very familiar with, and that's Charlie's Landing over at C4 Sport Fishing. Brent Crenshaw, the owner there, doing a great job there. If you haven't been to Charlie's Landing at Seaforth, I'm telling you, some of the best food you could possibly, one of the best smash burgers I've ever had.
In town, period.
Fish and chips. They do fish and shrimp tacos. They have fantastic breakfast burritos, great sandwiches. But you know what else is a great idea? A lot of times on pre-departures and the evening departures, guys want to have food on the boat, and the galley's not open on the boat. Order your food from Charlie's Landing the day before or the day earlier that day, and they will cater that trip for you. The food will be right there at Seaforth, and you don't have to go stop somewhere and pick it up. Charlie's Landing will cater it for
I thought that was such a great idea. If you're a charter master and you got a boat running and you've got 20 guys, rather than a hodgepodge of a guy being late and trying to find a burrito or whatever else, you make the phone call. Hey man, I got 18 guys. We're going on the Cortez. We're hoping to do fish and chips for everybody.
Yeah.
There will be a full set for all 18, all the sides, all the utensils, all the everything. You just swing in, pick it up. Everybody's taken care of.
Yeah.
I thought that was such a good move.
And then here's another great deal. Fishermen and whale watchers get their first beer for $1 with a proof of a reservation and a purchase of an entree. And here's another cool deal. Private boaters, you're out cruising around Mission Bay or whatever, or you're launching your boat and you want to get some breakfast burritos. Private boaters can call in their orders and then pull into the Seaforth dock and run up and grab it. And take some fresh breakfast burritos out on the water with you, or some fresh sandwiches.
I was going to say, how about launching your boat, making the phone call? By the time you're done with rolling through the 5 mile an hour zone, swing.
Go and get bait.
Your hot breakfast is already done. Exactly.
Yeah.
No one's closer to the bait
you're right
than
there.
C4 Sport Fishing is.
So check it out. Charlie's Landing. They're great people over there with fantastic food. It's right there at C4 Sport Fishing in Mission Bay. Check it out.
Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. We got your phone calls. We got your catch report. We got your text messages. And most importantly, we got the man, Captain Frank LoPreste. You stay tuned. It's Southern California's Sport Fishing Voice on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
45 years. That's how long we've been right here on Mission Bay, helping friends and family like you discover the joy of sailing, kayaking, and everything life on the water has to offer. I'm Logan from Fast Lane Kayaks, and if you ask Ron and Debbie Lane whether 45 years feels like a long time, they'll tell you time flies when you're having fun. You see, the Lanes have followed their passion for a life on the water, and they've made a living inviting others along for the ride. Over the years, the shop has grown and changed, and so have the employees and products inside. From selling catamarans in the 1970s as newlyweds, living in a VW bus in the store parking lot, to being the destination Hobie fishing kayak store they are today, working with their 2 sons and daughter. You might be looking for a new way to enjoy time on the water with your family, or maybe you're looking for a new way to stay active, enjoy nature, explore, and catch a spotted bay bass. Whatever your goals, come visit us in Dana Landing on Mission Bay, and we'll get you geared up and ready to enjoy life on the water.
Captain Jamie Tennis from Season Sport Fishing here. For the past few seasons, a dart-style metal jig has come into play in a big way for tuna offshore or even rockfish down deep. AFCO's crossbreed jig has quickly become the go-to for many since it came onto the market. AFCO's crossbreed jig is good to go right out of the package with a 4X treble hook, heavy-duty split rings, West Coast colors, and sizes 60 gram to 120 gram. Pick one up today at your local tackle store or learn more on AFCO.com.
The fish are biting and it's time to go. Hi, this is Ben, and you will see me at my dad's shop, Dana Landing in Mission Bay, or maybe in front of the shop on my kayak. It doesn't matter if you are out there on a kayak with me, on your boat, headed out on a sport boat. Dana Landing has everything you need. We call it the one-stop shop for a great day on the water because it truly is. Food, bait, tackle, beverages, and more. Our tackle shop, headed by John, is certainly one of the best. For freshwater tackle, nothing beats East County Bait and Tackle. These guys have the best rods and reels and the hottest lures and live bait. Our newest shop is Lemon Grove Bait and Tackle with a great stock of both fresh and saltwater tackle right in the heart of Lemon Grove. ECBT is at the end of the 67 freeway on Mapleview and Lakeside. Lemon Grove Bait and Tackle, 94 to Broadway in Lemon Grove, and Dana Landing is next to the Dana Lawn Tramp in Mission Bay. Check out DanaLanding.com for more details.
Hello, this is Captain Mike Totter from Searcher Sport Fishing. Alongside my colleague, Chef Josh Evans, and our dedicated team, we invite you to join us aboard the Searcher. Our fishing trips range from a day and a half to 8 days, available May through November, and include charter options. We're committed to upholding a legacy of top-notch customer service, delicious food, and a friendly and talented crew. Book your fishing adventure online at searchersportfishing.com or call Rachel at 619-226-2403. That's searchersportfishing.com. We look forward to welcoming you aboard.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning. You know, one thing I really wanted to talk about and neglected yesterday was the
we just heard Mike on the Searcher.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Captain Totter reminded me of it, and they, you know, the Captain Potato Head charter for our great friend Dick Urango passed years ago. You know,
Iron Man lures,
cancer. Yeah. Dick and Daphne was such a fixture down here for all the years. The best people. Anyways, the trip that he did every year still happens, and you know his nickname was Captain Potato Head. And they call it the Captain Potato Head Memorial Trip, and they do a really great job of really hustling up a lot of raffle prizes. Pete, I know you provided gifts from Let's Talk Hookup.
Sunglasses.
We try to do the same thing in the tackle store, and Mike himself was got rods and reels from various manufacturers. Anyways, they hold a big raffle on the boat. All of the money that they raise gets donated to cancer research, and they raised close to $7,000 this year. And I just thought it was such a cool thing. You know, it's just he was a great guy, and that's a great trip celebrating a great man, and all the people are really gracious in giving to him. Cool. They raised close to $7,000.
Was that all the ladies in pirate suits? Was that part of that?
No,
that was the trip before.
Yeah,
that was the trip.
I think
before.
The trip after.
There was a ladies' trip where they're all dressed in pirate suits.
So popular, the ladies' trip, that they had to do a second one, and I believe they're on the second one right now. They do them back to back. I could be wrong, and Rachel.
And it looked like a lot of the ladies were doubling up too.
Oh yeah, a lot of them do.
You know what? Those ladies are having so much fun, and I just encourage more gals to get into fishing because it is just cool to see. And they were having an absolute ball, and you should have seen them this morning with all their fish.
Did they come back this morning?
Yeah. Oh yeah, okay. They had beautiful fish. You know, the gals fish very, very well. There's no doubt about it.
That's cool.
It's the most fun in the tackle store when that trip goes because they do a pirate theme. Their line, they play like Pirates of the Caribbean music, and all the gals are there having a good time. But what is the most fun is in the tackle store. Some of them really get into it, and they're dressed in full pirate costume. Yeah. But in the tackle store, there's a guy that happens to be going fishing on board the Tomahawk, and he's there to buy his license. And then behind him is a gal ready to buy his license with a swashbuckle and a sword and a pirate hat.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
He just says, "How's it going, man? What do you think? You gonna buy a tungsten jig, or are you just gonna fish an Eddie Bob?" It's so much fun. Like, they are into it for a really good time. That Searcher's doing great things.
I was going to say, I'd like to give Mike the kudos. That guy works hard. He really does.
So hard.
He is a good man.
Yeah.
And so cooperative also.
And Josh too, man.
Yep.
Josh, what a great chef and co-owner with Mike. I mean, both of them.
They do
really fantastic work on that.
Yeah.
And such a great legacy of Captain Frank, former boat of Captain Frank LoPreste, and Art and Celia Taylor.
It's Art and Celia's legacy.
And Art and Celia really kind of paved the way for Mike and Josh to really get into that.
That's right.
And hats off to Art and Celia for doing that.
That's
too,
right.
For sure. Hey, time to find out what's biting out there, Rick.
It is indeed, man. Today our catch report sponsored by Gamakatsu. And if you like to fish for tuna and you're not using Gamakatsu hooks, you are missing bites. Their 720 heavy-duty assist hook is the right hook for your nighttime jig fishing. And for bait fishing, nothing beats that Nautilus circle hook. They come in sizes as small as a number 4 and all the way up to a 6.0. And for big fish, the Nautilus HD is the one. It's tough enough to get your bite, but it's not an oversized wire. You can see it at your local dealer or check gamakatsu.com. We're going to head it up to Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. We got the man, Captain Brian Woolley's on the line right now. Good morning, Woolley.
Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning, Frank. Hello,
Good morning.
everybody.
Hey, Brian.
Hi,
Good
Brian.
stuff, man. Hello. So, warm water, good water on the coast, 72 to 74 even in our little stretch there. So things have really wanted to get with it on the local half day scene towards the end of this last week. So fishing over the scatter hard bottom spots, been kicking out some nice sand bass for the half day guys. Rubber lures and live baits fished on dropper loops have been working really well. Some sorting through the undersized fish has been kind of part of the deal, but it's been really good when the conditions have been favorable. Calico bass fishing in the kelp has been a day-to-day deal. Same deal with the success really being dictated by the condition sets. So, you have the warm water and the clean water. If you don't have any of that movement, you still really need that current to keep things alive there with that calico bass fishing. But it has been good on that small sardine and anchovy that we've had for live bait. So it's really reactivated that bass fishing for us. So good surface action too for the guys on the hard baits and the artificials there. That bonito that Frank alluded to earlier there kind of pushed in our zone as well. So that's been an added fun element to the half day and 3/4 day there. Guys fishing small little sniper style jigs on lighter line have had a real fast, easy 5 fish limit on that stuff. And of course the fly line anchovy's been perfect for that. Over at Clemente, the Fury's been over there on some of his overnight trips. He's had some mixed success on that yellowtail this week with that fish going 12 to 25 pounds. As this water's warming up, that squid that was really a key component to that fish over there is starting to dry up. So Marcus said that they've been seeing a little bit less on those grounds in the morning and having to go kind of hunt around for their yellowtail during the day. Some halibut, some sea bass still in the mix there when that fish is right. But that calico bass fishing, again, is kind of kicked back on over there. Again, with the warmer water and the better weather. So that's been real nice to see there. And then offshore, Christian on the Lexi, got a couple decent days of that bluefin out there. Fish on the flyers and the kite, couple bait fish, couple troll fish, that kind of a deal. Just same standard operating procedure out there on the tuna grounds for his 4-pack passengers and whatnot. So again, nice anchovy and sardine mix for our live bait. And things look really lined up for another fun week here. So if you guys want to hop on a trip, definitely still make that reservation. Call us 949-496-5794. Of course, you can always hit us on the web at danawharf.com and book online from there.
Man, great info, Willie. Sounds like some really good fishing to be had. Gotta love summertime and the variety that provides from the bonita, the bass, and everything in between. Great fishing, man. Great. Glad to hear it and look forward to another great report next week.
Roger, thanks for that. It's like local summer now. All the kids are back in school. The kind of tourist elements kind of prep back to, it's various locales. So, good local time to come jump on a 1/2 and 3/4 day boat and come fish with us.
I love it.
Perfect.
Great job, Willie. Appreciate it very much. We'll talk to you then.
All right, guys. Have a great week. See ya.
Thanks, Willie.
Fantastic.
Appreciate that.
All right. Phones are packed. Giving away a $250 gift certificate to either your choice of the Royal Polaris, Shogun, Polaris Supreme, and an overnight trip at a Fisherman's Landing. Tuxter and Collar both going to win today.
That's pretty special day for sure. That's awesome. Well, I had a great text message that I wanted to read. It says, good morning, Captain Frank. I'm leaving on a 5-day trip after Labor Day on the Vagabond. If we ran south, do you feel we'll have a decent shot at that yellowtail and yellowfin tuna? And in your opinion, is a 5-day long enough to get into that zone? Really hoping the bait situation improves a little bit for our trip. And then lastly, could you give me any type of a tip on what a guy might do to try to get his personal best yellowtail?
This is September?
Yes,
September.
Yeah, beginning of September, right after Labor Day.
Well, first of all, canoas should turn on sometime in September, and that's 4-day range. And 5-day range is San Pablo, which, Alior just had fabulous yellowtail fishing in that area. So I think you're good for good yellowtail fishing if that's the direction Mike goes, and I'm sure Mike will. You're going on a great boat with a great operator. And as far as fishing for big yellows, probably, I would say a dropper loop with a greenie would be one of your better bets for a bigger fish. And it's amazing how quite often the yo-yo off the bottom is awfully good for a big fish.
Cool. All right. Thanks a lot for the call this morning. Continuing our catch report here, Gundy Gunderson, our surf guru, is here. Good morning, Gundy.
Hey, Gundy.
Hey, how's it going, guys? How you doing, Frank?
Great. How are you?
Good. Very good. Very good. We're Corvina fishing.
I love it.
It's front and center right now. You know, water temperatures now in the low 70s, low to mid 70s. Strong new moon tides this week. Some cleaner, more consistent water. Not perfect, but, you know, you still have to deal with little conditions. But the guys who are on the beat fishing every other day, a couple times a week, are making some real good catches. Still solid croaker fishing, yellowfin and spotfin, and some quality barred perch in the mix, even on the southern front. The halibut fishing has probably been a little scratched with the warm water, but other than that, you know, pretty solid fishing. Let's start with hook, line, sinker up north. Reported good Corvina fishing south of the harbor, Carpinteria, Summerlin, Ventura, Rivermouth, Oxnard, all good stretches there. Lots of sand crabs in the water. Nice mix of 10 to 12 inch barred perch also on the board there. Just Fishing reported good Corvina action along most South Bay beaches, Hermosa, Manhattan, Torrance. They posted a 4-pound, 2-ounce fish taken near the Hermosa Pier on a soft shell sand crab, and they've also had some nice perch in the mix. Big Fish reported water temperatures finally in the low 70s. Those guys have been stuck in the mid 60s forever, but the Corvina fishing is reacting. Sunset Beach, Dog Beach, Bolsa Chica, all reporting good fishing, and then that bite near the Huntington Pier continues. Ketchum Tackle reported good Corvina action, river jetties, street jetties between the piers, Hogan's, Salt Creek, T Street, State Park. Pacific Coast still has that 5-pound, 0.7-ounce fish leading the Derby, and they said solid fishing, probably Torrey Pine south, a little off-color water north, and that's kind of been the deal. You know, we've had a little wind, we get a little swell, sometimes there's junk in the water, so that's how the whole summer's been. So it's just something you got to deal with. Get on the beat, find that cleaner water, and you're going to make catches.
Yeah, a little beans in the action there. Yeah, great report. Gundy, appreciate that very much, and we will talk to you next week.
Hey, we got another full hour coming your
way, guys.
We got another full hour coming. Thanks, Gundy. Appreciate that. We got another full hour coming your way. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
Anyone that's been to the Eastcape knows Smokey's Curing Company Cantina, the best food and drink in Los Barriles, and a fun place to hang out and watch your favorite sporting event. If you're lucky, you probably had Smokey's process your fish to take home. Their quality and service is top-notch. You'll see me at Smokey's Cantina hanging out with the owner, Chris, and my buddies when fishing in the Eastcape. And we always send our fish to be processed at Smokey's, too. Now Chris has added one of the finest boats in the Eastcape available for you to charter for a day or more of fishing. Vaquera. It's an immaculate 35 Cabo with a Seakeeper and Captain Diego Romero, one of Baja's best. If you're looking for a great charter boat when fishing at Palmas, Playa, or other resorts, Vaquera, booked at BajaSmokies.com, should be your choice. So when you're headed to the Eastcape, be sure to stop by Smokey's Curing Company Cantina. Send your fish to be processed there and fish aboard the 35 Cabo Vaquera. Check BajaSmokies.com for more details.
Hey guys, this is Ali Husseini from Local Knowledge and BD Outdoors. I'm a lucky guy in so many ways, and one thing I'm really grateful for is my little brother Yosef. Yosef is not only a fellow angler, but he's also an amazing realtor that specializes in helping us in the angling community find the ultimate home. If you own a home, get a free no-obligation evaluation online now by typing in SoCalHomeEval.com. That's SoCalHomeEval.com. All you do is put in your address and you'll get a home value report immediately sent to your email. No pressure, no obligations, just answers. Joseph is the SoCal real estate go-to guy. He's helped me and so many of my fellow fishing buddies find what they're looking for in a home. He knows anglers and he understands the real estate market. Not only that, but he's also a really nice guy. How many brothers can you say that about? Go to SoCalHomeeval.com and find out where you stand in the real estate market, and then get with Joseph and find your ultimate home. Again, go to SoCalHomeeval.com and we'll see you on the water.
Hey, this is Captain Benny Florentino, owner-operator of Coastal Charters. Just want to announce that I'll be running the Camus 26 hybrid boat from West Coast Marine in Costa Mesa. Hybrid being a center console with bay boat features. The boat features a Michael Peters stepped hull that'll give both myself and my guests a comfortable, dry ride. West Coast Marine in Costa Mesa will be carrying the 26 hybrid, 28 hybrid, and also a 34 cat. Heck, they even have some great looking bass boats. But if you have any other questions, feel free to call Nick Kelly or Kyle Mesa at West Coast Marine in Costa Mesa, and we'll see you on the water.
Take it from Captain Benny Florentino. West Coast Marine in Costa Mesa is your source for Camus boats, as well as Parker boats, Yamaha outboards, and now Mercury outboards. Sales and service, the finest you can find. Go see Nick and the guys at West Coast Marine on Newport Boulevard in Costa Mesa, or check westcoastmarine.com.
KWFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
This is Jake Cronenworth from the San Diego Padres.
Cronenworth the third standing with a 3-run triplet. The Padres play here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan and Odyssey Sports Station. This program is sponsored and produced by Let's Talk Hookup. Opinions and offers expressed during this program are not those of Odyssey or 97.3 The Fan. Sometimes they tell some pretty hefty fish stories. We don't know if they're true or not.
And now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup. This portion of the show is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Shimano rods and reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. And by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Here we go. Another great hour of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup. Here's Pete Gray, Rock Cod, Rick Maxa, and Corey Sandin.
Welcome back. Hour number 2. Let's Talk Hookup right here on the Let's Talk Hookup app, YouTube, Facebook Live, and 97.3 The Fan. Pete Gray here along with Rock God Rick Maxa in the world headquarters with the man, Captain Frank LoPreste. We're giving away a couple of great gifts today, thanks to Frank.
Unbelievable, the generosity of Frank and Fisherman's and everybody. And just, man, if you didn't catch it at the beginning of the show, how about at the end of the show today? You know, typically we flip a prize coin to decide whether the winner is going to be a caller or a texter. Well, today, everybody's a winner because there's going to be a prize for the texter and there's also going to be a prize for the caller. And we'll flip that coin to decide who gets what. But how about this at the end of the show today? One lucky caller texter is going to win an overnight trip at a Fisherman's Landing. And again, that is good for any open party trip. Whatever your favorite boat is, as long as they're running an open party spot, you get to go. Carl had mentioned if you want to pay the upgrade to a day and a half, you got that option too. An unbelievable prize. As if that wasn't enough, Frank sweetened the deal, and the other side of it, be it caller or texter, is going to win a $250 gift certificate, good for either the Royal Polaris, the Shogun, or the Polaris Supreme. Yeah. How cool is that, dude?
Pretty cool.
Awesome.
And the phones are packed right now, but you want to get through. Jeff Hamby, the man, is standing by 833-288-0973. We're working Hamby very hard today.
Speaking of the fan.
So, you know, I just, a friend of mine sent me a text, and it said in the Union Tribune this morning with an interview with Nelson Cortez, who, by the way, Nestor Cortez, thank you for such a great performance last night. He wants to go tuna fishing.
Cool.
So, Nestor, I hope you're listening because I am personally inviting you, and we'll make sure you get on a trip that is going to go catch tuna. So
there you go.
That's so rad.
I will make sure I somehow get a hold of you and let you know when you can go. Yeah. And I know it'll be after the season, after you guys win the World Series.
That's right.
Yeah.
Anyhow, Nestor, I hope you get this message.
Frank's going to take you fishing.
I love it,
How
man.
about that?
And what a performance that was last night.
great
God,
job.
that was awesome.
Yeah.
What
Go
a game.
Padres. Yeah.
That was
really,
awesome.
Really, I know we have a lot of Dodger fans that are listening. But
well, you can turn this part off because I'm talking
yeah,
about just kidding.
I understand. I understand. But yeah, we are, of course, on the home of the
Yeah, that's
Padres
right,
on
baby.
97.3 The Fan, and it's great to see the Padres playing so well against a very tough team.
Some of the most fun banter that happens in the tackle store. Like we've got a bunch of guys that are big Padres fans in the shop,
We
and
always have some Dodgers.
some of the most fun banter is,
Yeah.
there's obviously a lot of Los Angeles fans that come and go fishing with us and support. And like, it's always the banter in the shop is always really good. And it's friendly competition and fun, but boy, I sure like it when we're on the winning side of it.
Two great teams. It's really great to see. Hey, let's jump into the phones and talk some fishing.
Well, they're packed solid. We're going to start it off this morning with Tom. He's calling us from University City. Good morning, Tom. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for taking my call. Hey, I have a question about anchovy fishing, but first I just wanted to say how much I admire Frank. There's a lot of self-made men, but how many have created opportunities for so many other people and created this subculture of fishing in Southern California? So I just feel so fortunate to be a part of it, and also that we have the show.
Thank you, Tom.
That's awesome, Tom.
My question's about anchovy fishing. I got a tank of anchovies and caught some calico bass yesterday in La Jolla and my skiff. I don't really know how to use them for yellowtail. I know, mackerel, I can slow troll it. I can slow troll a sardine, but if I have a few chovies left and I want to fish for yellowtail, outside the kelp line, how do you do it?
Well, first of all, I've never slow trolled anchovies. So you're probably talking to the wrong guy there. Maybe Rick's got some ideas, but as far as I'm concerned,
that'd be tough.
Fishing anchovy, fishing yellowtail, I would definitely prefer a gill hook every time. And, it's a careful thing about how you got to slide that hook in just right. And, it's something that hasn't been done in a long time. And a lot of people are going to have to buy different rods and different reels to be able to cast them efficiently. You can cast an anchovy very, very well if you practice at it.
If you have the right gear. And what about, you need to downsize your hooks, I'm guessing, too.
Oh, for sure. You're fishing 4s, 6s. We used to fish bluefin at Toyon Bay there at Catalina with size 8 and 10 hooks.
Oh,
8.
That's a little tiny hook.
Tiny. That's a trout.
Fishing, they were 25-pound bluefin, but we would fish with 15-pound test and the little green pen reel.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
But we'd use 8s quite often.
That was at Catalina?
Yeah.
Used to catch bluefin
at Toyon.
At Toyon.
Oh,
Wow.
Regularly.
Wow.
It used to be quite a spot for bluefin.
No kidding.
Yep.
That's kind of like catching the uniqueness. Well, it's not unique anymore, catching bluefin at the Coronado Islands.
No, it's not unique.
Yeah.
It's only unique if you jump on board the Shannon and go to do it today.
But when you go to catch bluefin at the Coronados, I know if you're fishing 15 to, I wouldn't go any 15, maybe 20, but I know I'd be using a 6 or 8 hook.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Smaller hook and minimum 20, because some of those fish are 40, 50, 60
Yeah,
pounds.
that makes it tough. If the fish at the Coronados are 50 pounds, ooh.
I don't know about 50, but certainly 40
There's
pounds.
some big ones.
I know one of the toughest battles I ever had was going fishing with Lee Stockland. Remember him?
Yeah.
And on his boat at Catalina when those big albacore were biting, remember? You don't remember that?
That is I think big albies at
Maybe you
Catalina
weren't
might be a
born
little
yet.
before me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I caught I forget what it was, 65, 70-pound albacore on 20-pound test. And I thought it was one of the worst battles I'd ever had. That was when Eddie McEwen was still catching that big albacore, remember?
Mid 80s, maybe? Something
I
like
don't
that.
remember.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But it was,
I can remember that, but Ricky's a little young for that, right? Yeah.
I'm an 82 vintage.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So some great texts, and this one's from Howard in Santa Maria. You know Howard. Everybody knows Howard in Santa Maria. He says, "What a great day! I'm building a duck blind in Los Banos right now, listening to Frank LoPreste talking about fishing. Only way would be better if I was fishing with him. Thank you, Frank, for all you do. With a big smile on your face today. Pete and Ricky, have a great day." And
That's
Howard,
awesome.
I want to just read that because Howard does so much for Captain Rollo's Kids at Sea, Friends of Rollo. He works so hard, and that guy is a backbone of help for
Howard
Tim.
is
and
amazing,
Mike.
and I'm sure he's there with Harold Davis too.
Oh yeah, building duck blinds,
Yes,
most likely.
yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Those are two guys that have trouble saying the word no. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
a question's asked, a favor is asked, whatever it is, it's an opportunity to take kids fishing. Like those guys have trouble with the word no when it comes to something positive in fishing. I'm with you, man. Talk
Yeah.
about two really good dudes.
Yeah.
I had a text that I really wanted to read. It says, "Hey guys, what a great show and an honor to get to hear Captain Frank LoPreste today. My question is for Captain Frank. Would you talk a little bit about your upbringing and what inspired you to create so many opportunities for others in the fishing industry? I was also hoping you could give one of your best words of wisdom for those that are passionate about the industry and wanting to start their career in the fishing business." And that's from Dan and Pomona.
Wow, that's a lot of questions. Well, first of all, I think the best advice I can give to anybody that wants to get into fishing and then start as a deckhand or whatever is my favorite saying is just remember, the harder you work, the luckier you get. And that's what it's about. You got to work hard. You got to be willing to learn always, because you are constantly learning in this business. If you think you've got it wired, I can remember one time when a very well-known operator told me, he said, "I've got this place wired." And the very next trip he goes, "Holy mackerel, I thought I had this place wired, but I don't." And that's the way fishing is. What was the rest of the question? Oh, my upbringing. Yeah, my upbringing started on the San Clemente Pier, catching salimas at night.
What's a salima?
Salima, you know, the little fish, it looks like a herring, but it's got the brown stripes.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And then the Newport Pier, God, that was so much fun. Fishing mackerel.
Okay.
Oh, my God. Fishing them.
How old were you when you do that?
Oh, I was 6,
Yeah.
7.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so much fun. You had to underhand cast, right,
Yeah.
on the pier. And I'm amazed that it was that way because there wasn't a railing.
Yeah. Oh, get out of here.
No, there was just like you have
Like a
on
rope or
curb.
something?
No, it wasn't a
No?
rope. It was like a
curb?
Yeah, like a curb, like when you park.
So you
your
could
car.
easily
Come
step
on.
off.
Oh, you could easily fall off.
No way.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, that's the way the Newport Pier
I
used to
love
be.
that.
And you stood there and you'd swing.
Yeah.
You had to
Like
make
pendulum
sure there
under.
wasn't. You had to make sure there wasn't a
You couldn't
piling
lean
there,
against a
and
railing.
You just swing it underneath, and you go wow, and
I
you cast
love
it out there
Wow.
with 2 or 3 hooks,
Okay.
and you just let it sink. And pretty soon you had 1, and pretty soon you had 2, and pretty soon you had 3 mackerel.
I
And
love it.
Wow.
I love it.
And then the other part that was so much fun was fishing squid at night.
Okay.
When those
On the
things
pier.
came. Oh yeah.
No kidding.
Oh, we used to fill buckets.
Like market-sized
My
squid?
mom. Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful market-sized squid.
Wow.
My mom would stuff them.
I was just going to say, and
Oh my God.
what a hero are you when you bring home a bucket full
Oh.
of fresh calamari?
Oh, we'd bring home 2 or 3 buckets. My mom was in heaven. I mean,
Yeah.
but anyhow, that's where
That's fun.
that's how I started. And eventually I got a job. I worked as a pinhead in San Clemente, and then I worked on the docks selling bait and stuff like that at the Balboa Pavilion as a kid. That's enough.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
And
awesome,
what
buddy.
about San Diego? How did you get introduced to San Diego?
Oh God, you're making me repeat these stories. When I was working for Spike Taft on the Sea Raider, I was like 17, 18, like that. And the albacore were more up off Catalina, and Poole was running up that direction on the Green Racer. And Spike and Bill were pretty good friends. And so I was always the one that was passing the bait because bait was tough then.
Okay.
And they were having trouble here in San Diego, and we weren't up there. And we would pass bait almost every morning to Bill. So I got to know Bill that way. Wow. So what was the rest of the question?
So yeah, how did you get down to San Diego?
Oh, so when I turned 21, I ran the Patrician for a while, and then I knew that the future of sport fishing was in San Diego. So I called Bill Poole, and he did remember who I was, and told him I wanted to buy a boat. I've said this before, and he said, "Do you have any money?" And I said, "No, but I work hard."
I love it.
And it was about maybe 2 months later, and I can tell you exactly where I was, that somebody gave up a boat, and Bill called me right away, and that's how it started.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got your boat here.
How about, you mean you're talking about this guy?
Hi, this is Bill Poole of XL Sport Fishing.
That's right.
You're listening to Southern California's best fishing show.
That's awesome.
That guy. Remember that
guy.
voice?
Yeah, he gave me my opportunity for
Yeah.
sure. He gave me more than one opportunity too, because
What a phone call that is to get, though. That you're a young man working your butt off, driving boats, and you just know that in the world that's the carrot that you want more than anything else. And then that phone call comes.
I was teaching school, and that afternoon after school, I went to do my taxes with Bobby Fletcher's wife's mom.
Okay.
Wow.
And the call came then from Bill Poole, and it was, I forget how it came through, but it came, there were no cell phones, obviously, but the call came to my house, and my wife called the accountant. I literally ran out of that office.
I love that. Wow. That's awesome.
Bill Poole wants to see you.
Whoa.
Meet him at his apartment in Newport Beach, because he was building the Cape Polaris.
Oh, no kidding. In Newport Beach.
Yep.
And I'm on my way.
Oh,
yeah, you were there.
I love it.
Well, let's jump into the phones, Rick.
Great story. You got it, buddy. How about this time we talk to John? John's calling us from Escondido this morning. Hi, John. Thanks for joining us here on Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. This is always a special show to listen to the stories and this and that, and the few times I've got to fish with Frank have always been a pleasure. Hey, you had a trip, but I got a question and a comment. But you had a trip in July, Fish with Frank. Is that going to be a regular trip? Because I missed out.
Well, go ahead.
I always enjoy. You run into people at the dock you haven't seen for 20 years. You know their names, and you just start up a conversation like you talked to them last Tuesday, and that's impressive.
Well, thank you. But as far as that trip, yes, it's on the books right now every year. And yes, I will be going on that trip. And that's it.
Is there space available?
I don't think so.
Yeah. And when is that
trip?
trip?
So. July 16th.
Get on the wait list.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Go with your son.
My son goes, his wife, my granddaughter, and then my grandson is on the trip because he works on the RP.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Your grandson's name is
Luciano.
And is he on the RP right now?
No. He's back to school.
He's back in school now.
Yeah.
But he works in the summer.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a great kid. He's working hard on that RP.
He better be.
Yeah. Is he
if he isn't going to work hard, he doesn't belong there.
Is he a future captain?
I don't know. I don't know. I kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
Right now, his life is school and wrestling.
Wrestling and school.
He's quite a wrestler.
Tough kid.
That's cool.
Yes, he is.
What a great guy to have on the boat.
Yeah,
too.
no kidding.
This was a great text. Says, good morning, Captain Frank. I'd like to thank you for all you do. I was hoping you could give us our annual update on Guadalupe and what you thought your outlook would be for us getting back to fishing that magical place.
I think I've said it. Well, I've said it to many people that ask me, and I'm always talking to Ken Frankie about it because I just feel it's such a beautiful fishery. And the problem is our politics right now. When you look at what's going on between our country and their country with the tariffs and all this, it's hard to go ask for favors.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm just glad that we can maintain the status quo.
Yeah.
But we keep pushing, and we keep asking. They aren't saying no, but they aren't saying yes either.
Right.
So all I can say is we'll keep trying, and that's all I can tell you about Guadalupe.
The future for them is good from the money standpoint of what it generates for income for the Mexicans.
It's amazing how much money we generate when we fish Guadalupe.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
And it's hard to believe that they would turn away from potentially millions of dollars of revenue when they're struggling.
It's outside factors that we can't control, I'm afraid.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. So we'll just keep trying, right?
That's all we can do.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's jump back in the phone.
You got it. This time we're going to speak with Ryan. He's calling us from Irvine this morning. Ryan, thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning, and good morning, Captain Frank. My question to you is, when was the last time the Polaris fished Clepperton or Clarion Island, and when do you think we'll ever have access to those islands in the future?
I don't know about Clarion. I know as far as Clipperton, that's hard to say also, but we were in that area. That was my last trip that I ran as a captain, which was a year ago last February. And that trip turned out to be a tough trip. A lot of shark problem. I think our biggest tuna was around 150 pounds, and we eventually left it to go fish Hurricane. But, Clipperton was that way. I mean, I've been there when it was just amazing fishing. And one of the first trips I ran there with Yo's tackle, I remember we had, I believe we had 5 over 300.
Wow.
And so, it's like any place else in the world. I don't care where you go, they don't always bite.
Sure.
So Clipperton is owned by French, right?
Yep.
And so why did they close it?
They made it a national park.
Oh, they made it a national park.
Right.
Interesting.
What's it like to get bait down there? I mean, it's so far from home. Can your sardine make it down there? Is the water too hot? Does it do okay if conditions are right? And
generally
is there bait to catch on site?
Generally, we have found almost every trip down there, we have found a log.
Okay.
And you catch cosaneros.
Oh, okay.
And you catch caballito. And, anything that swims. Also, small rainbow runners.
Uh-huh.
Rainbow runners that are up to 12, 14 inches long. They're a great bait.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's survival of the fittest down there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Does San Diego sardine survive in that water?
Only for the first few days.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
It's too warm.
That's what I would have guessed.
Yeah.
I was so curious.
Too
But
warm.
you got to figure caballito. Those things seem like they can
live
live
forever.
in anything.
Yeah.
So do cosaneros.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do they pull line off the reel like
Oh,
pretty good bait to fish
like
with?
mad, yeah.
That's cool.
All right. First time all morning to get a chance to get through on the phones, 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. Jeff standing by there. Great text here from Mike in Mira Mesa says, good morning, guys. Great show as always. Thank you, Frank, for all you do for us fishermen. My question for Frank, with all that he has seen in Southern California fishing scene, what do you see going on and what will be our greatest challenge moving forward? That's a challenging question.
Yeah. Well, I feel like our greatest, first of all, I think as far as fish, there's going to be plenty of fish to catch. As far as availability, so much of it, as I just got done saying a few minutes ago, depends on the politics of the world.
Right.
Yeah.
And, until some of that gets straightened out, it's hard to predict.
Right.
Okay. Because in Mexico, you've got influences down there that some of them would like to see more availability. And you've got other influences, just like we have right here
In California.
California, where they're trying to shut us down.
Right.
So
Right.
It's a very hard situation to predict. All I can say is thank God for Sport Fishing Association of California, CCA,
Right.
all those people that are, if you haven't donated in one way or another, you should, because that's what,
And be a member of CCA
it's just
and be active.
Yes, it's just like Ken just got done. Ken and our attorney just got done with almost just days of work to handle the situation with carp.
Yeah.
And Ken's got a lot of things going there, and
lots of new challenges.
Yes, it's just
Yeah.
constant.
Yeah. Because CARB is trying to basically make all the sport boats put in engines that don't exist, right?
Well, eventually, yes.
Yeah.
But they're also it's just like we spent $600,000 on the Polaris Supreme, getting it repowered and redoing some electronics, and we were supposed to get funding, right?
Right.
Well, we got zero.
You had to
Okay.
do it all yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty crazy. Yeah.
Completely crazy. Well, I had a fun text come through. It says, I wanted to ask Frank if he could think back quite a few years from the switchover from the monofilament to the Spectra days when it first came out. Were you guys apprehensive at first? Did you know it was going to make a big difference? I'd love to know what the thought process was like from the captain behind the wheel when Spectra first started showing up on scene.
I hated it. I thought it was ridiculous. Okay. But now I truly believe it didn't take me too long to figure out that it was the right thing to do. But the idea of only fishing with 10 feet of mono didn't make sense to me. And even today, I think I told you, when you cast an iron, you cast Spectra, don't you?
I have an outfit that is for that, but no, if day in and day out, if I had an opportunity to cast a
Mono.
yellowtail, I like casting 40-pound mono.
Yeah, me too.
I have a couple of niche outfits where if the fish are right in the kelp, I have an outfit that's meant for casting spectra, the reel that's a little easier. But day in and day out, if I got the opportunity, I'm casting it. One thing that made me smile when I read that text, I remember the early years, like in the mid-90s of working in the tackle store when Spectra first came out, the average top shot length for a guy going to the Royal Polaris was 300 yards of mono. Like they wanted 300 yards of mono on top of the Spectra, which meant, the spool was maybe halfway full of mono, barely on a 50 wide. We would put 300 yards of mono on there. And now, it's you put 3 yards on it.
Yeah.
It's just been it's been a lot of fun over the years seeing the switch happen. Hey, well, with that said, we're going to find out what's going on the water. It's time for our fishdope.com report with the Anglers Realtor, Yusuf Husseini. Today, that catch report is sponsored in part by the Fish Pros at Fisherman's Processing in San Diego, where you get the premier processing experience. Check out the easier online system for your processing orders when you book your long-range trip. With more team members, Fisherman's Processing stays far ahead of the rest. More same-day capacity and the finest in customer service. Stop by their location in Old Town on Taylor Street or check fishermansprocessing.com and be sure you make those reservations today. We got the man on the line. What's up, Yosef?
Hey, guys. How we doing this morning?
Great. Good morning.
How's fishing?
Fishing's great. Start up north in Santa Rosa Island area. The halibut fishing is really good up there. Lean cod and rockfish also has been very good, weather permitting. Santa Cruz is still producing some sea bass. It has slowed down a little. The halibut action has picked up quite a bit. Santa Monica Bay, there's some good sand bass fishing at the artificial reefs and El Segundo Pipe. Catalina is still going good. The sea bass has slowed down a little bit. Most of the bite is still between about 3 a.m. and twilight. Nothing really biting on the backside in the daytime right now. There is some very good calico bass fishing back there going on right now. Around the front, there are some smaller yellowtail still being caught, and the 3Bs. Pretty good fishing. San Clemente, as long as there's some current moving, it's still producing good 8 to 15 pound yellowtail fishing from Persane Rock down to Gold Bluff. But there has to be current, normal deal. Fly line sardines, also mint colored surface iron are killing it. Backside in Pyramid Cove, there are some good yellowtail fishing on the squid bed. Same deal from about 3 in the morning till the sun comes up. Del Mar and La Jolla, day before yesterday, there's reports of 30 to 40 pound grade bluefin being caught, and one being caught actually at the northwest corner. The yellowtail fishing as well over there is really good, eating surface iron and fly line sardines in pretty much throughout the day. Afternoon, for some reason, has been really good. Lots of barracuda and bass around the area as well. Out to the tuna grounds, fishing out towards San Clemente Island and west of it over there on the banks. Still good fishing, smaller fish up to 100 pounds. Pretty solid fishing. Tanner Bank, bluefin and yellowtail are sitting at the Tanner and at the 9 fathom spot. Good fishing as well. They're eating fly line sardines now over there. Yesterday I was out down off just above the 475 knuckle, and it was ridiculous. I mean, foamers everywhere, bigger fish. I'd say 50 up to about 200 pounds. We suck. Went 0 for 3.
Oh,
snapped off 2. Snapped off 2. Pulled the spreader bar on one that was upwards of 175, maybe 200. We had it in color, and pulled the hook.
Okay,
smashed 2 of my spreader. Bigger fish, smashed 2 of my spreader bars, broke the bars on them. I had a clip get eaten that just like, I guess send you guys the pictures. But yeah, pretty aggressive. It was like National Geographic down there yesterday.
Wow, so many tuna foaming, huh?
That's awesome. Yosef.
That sounds great.
Yep.
Well,
it was great. We just suck.
Yeah, well, hey, but at least you had shots. So that's the most important thing, right? That's the most important thing. Yeah, for sure. Well, Yosef, hey, sure appreciate the reports and all you do. And what's going on in the real estate game?
Real estate game's a little bit slow. It's just on and off. We get word of, the Fed lowering the rate. We did see a little rate trickle down. We got tons of loan applications in. So that should be catching up in the real estate business here in the next couple of weeks. Properties are evaporating, but it's not anything crazy as far as the market moving yet. But it's coming. They're saying in September we're going to see a little bump here. So
yeah, for sure.
Seeing more properties go on the market, but as far as sales go, it's still a little slow.
It's tough. What about nature-fed beef? What about the beef business?
Beef business is going great. We just delivered last week. Should be bringing your order in probably today. It's moving. Yeah, people love it. It's got great flavor, super tender.
Oh, it's awesome.
All grass-fed and pasture-raised, pasture-finished. So it's feeding your family only the best stuff you can get, all from one cow.
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff. Hey, Joseph, of course, fishdope.com, $30 off a new membership to fishdope.com using the code hookup now, lowercase, no space, hookup now, $30 code at fishdope.com. And Joseph, how do we find you?
You can get me on my cell phone, 619-277-2169. You can check out my website at sportsmansrealty.com. And you can get a free home evaluation at SoCalHomeEval.com.
Thanks, Joseph. Appreciate that very much. And we'll talk to you next Sunday.
Take care, guys.
All right. Thanks. Hey, special report now from our good buddy Mike from the Tribute. Good morning, Mike.
Morning, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Good morning, guys. Hey, good morning. How's it going?
Good.
Doing great. How's the fishing?
You know, it's been pretty darn good. It's been good. We had there's been a little bit of ups and downs. We had a little bit of slower fishing during the full moon, and then it blew up again. A couple of slow days, but here for the last week, it's been really good. We just got in from a 3-day trip, and Drago Custom Rods. First time we've had their charter, and great group of guys. I know the only lady on the boat, Susie, just absolutely slayed it. First night had 3 of the bigger fish, and just kind of went on from there. But good nighttime fishing. Our first night we had 43 mixed grade fish up to 100 pounds, and there's been daytime fish too. So there's something from a bluefin standpoint. There's something to do 24 hours a day. So we stayed busy and ended up with 107 bluefin for our trip.
Great trip!
That's
wow,
awesome, Mike.
That's really good. It's great.
Yeah, no, it was good fishing. So just
what's the grade of fish been like, Mike?
It's all over the board. There's a lot of there's some smaller grade fish. There's some 20 to 30 pound fish, 40 to 60, and then 60 to 100. We haven't seen any of the real big fish lately, which I mean I'm completely fine with. 100-pound bluefin is more than enough for most people, and we had some guys on the boat. I don't like small fish, and then you see them pinned to the rail by a 50-pounder, and you're like, well, I mean, you might not like them, but they like you.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Well, hey, any opportunity
to have your number?
Yeah, no kidding. Any opportunities coming up on going fishing on the Tribute?
Not till after Labor Day here, but the first and the second, I know there's a couple of openings there that have some spots, and then a couple of sold out trips and some charters among it. But yeah, right after the first, I mean, if you're not an avid dove hunter, that might be a good chance to get on a boat. And I think after the holiday, you seem to have a little bit of a slump, and there's obviously a lot of bird hunters out there, and I mean I'm among them.
That's cool.
The first and the second, there's a 1 day and a day and a half trip that have some room, and then that's it for a while.
Nice. Well, and of course, you'll be here in the world headquarters 1 week from today, next Sunday, just before you go shoot some
1
birds,
week from today. Yeah. I had to miss out last weekend to go shoot a big buck up in Ventura.
No, I saw that. It's sweet. Was that a mule deer?
You know, it's there's a ranch up there, and I'm not going to give away locations, but I think years ago, one of the property owners around Malibu had deer flown in from the sound of it from Santa Rosa Island. And they bred with the local deer, and they turned into those giant things you saw on social media. It was a 180-pound forky.
That's awesome. Thing is giant, yeah. And you use those Baker Marine, I would call them like hunting travel binoculars to sight them in, huh?
Yeah, you know what? It's funny because they're not that well known. And when Anthony first brought those out, and I put them on the boat, they're great. they're phenomenal glasses. They're compared to the bigger ones. They're not really. They're not our favorite for the boat.
No.
And the first time I took them out and I took them hunting, I mean, it's a game changer. They're light, easy to use, one-hand operation. And the buddies that I hunted with are like, man, you put a rangefinder in these things and they'd be priceless.
It's almost like having a spotting
You hear
scope
that,
that you can
Anthony?
hold with your hands and not fall. Yeah, they're awesome. I saw Pete's pair and instantly was like, well, gotta have to start rat holing money for a pair of these, man. Like
they're pretty awesome.
It's just like anything else.
For $800.
Once you know that tool is out there, you have to have it. Like they're very cool.
Yeah. Well, I have a pair of Vortex rangefinder binoculars that are really nice, and I ended up carrying the Bakers over those just because it is just that much better.
Yeah,
and
so much
they're
more
about the same
powerful and
price.
super stable. Yeah.
Yeah, to have 14 power but not shaking around is huge. Everything.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
No, to be able to sit there and pick apart a hillside, you know, they don't weigh anything, so they're bitching.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he did a great job. I can't wait to get another pair. If he can, throw those in a camo or something a little more tan and throw a rangefinder in them, Anthony.
It's a good idea. There you go. Hey, Mike. So if somebody wants to ride the Tribute, how do we do it?
You can give Seaforth a call, 619-224-3383. You can book through seaforthlanding.com, tributesportfishing.com. And then we have a bunch of pictures up on our social media, which is Tribute Sport Fishing. But you get to see kind of an array of what we've been catching. There's big fish, little fish, night fish, daytime popper fish. I mean, there's a little bit of everything right now. So it's we're getting ready to leave here. Captain Ian's leaving on a 3-day this morning and looking for the same kind of action.
Awesome. Great job. Excellent job on the report. Glad to hear such good fishing. Really looking forward to sharing the microphone with you next weekend, Mike, and we'll talk to you soon.
We'll see you next Sunday.
Yeah, I'll see you guys in stage next Sunday.
Yeah,
thanks, Mike.
for sure.
Appreciate that. Well, what a cool bonus to our wrap-up of our fishdope.com report. Again, sponsored by Summit Gasoline at the San Diego Sports Arena. It is the place to fill up your car, your truck, or your boat with the lowest in gas and diesel prices. Also, did you know that Summit is the place to get the lowest prices on ice and snacks before your next trip? Over 40 snacks for just 89 cents, as well as sandwiches, frozen bait too. They have ice that's nearly half the price of the other places at only $3.99 for a 25-pound bag. And you can get 100 pounds of ice for free with a 35-gallon fill. It's Summit Gasoline, free ice for our Let's Talk Hookup listeners, and always the lowest prices on gas at the San Diego Sports
You know how
Arena.
much gas was on last week?
Tell me.
$3.99.
There you go.
Yeah.
I can tell you where it's not $3.99.
Yeah.
Anywhere by Rick's
Anywhere
house.
else,
I drive
right?
to Summit to get my fuel.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. Hey, when we come back, we're going to find out. We got more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. More of your phone calls, more text messages, and more with Captain Frank. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
This is Duke Ekstrom from the Royal Star. In 1983, a group of intrepid anglers envisioned crafting the best sunglasses on the water. It's true now as it was then. Costa's performance frames excel in the toughest of elements. These styles are packed with functional features that create a competitive advantage for any adventure on the water. From the lake to offshore, Costa's performance collection has a legacy of helping anglers stay on the water longer. Learn more at costadelmar.com.
Looking for the ultimate Alaska fishing experience and the best value in Alaska? Look no further than Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. A trip to Kingfisher includes everything you need to make your experience legendary. The finest fishing fleet in Sitka with the best captains, deluxe accommodations, gourmet food, world-class fish processing, and the best part, it's all included for one amazing price. Kingfisher is Let's Talk Hookup's most popular destination. Hundreds of listeners have experienced Kingfisher Charters, and most go back again and again. You have probably heard a lot of big promises from other Alaska lodges, only to find there were lots of hidden charges. Not Kingfisher. Everything is included. 10-hour fishing days, your license, fish processing, super deluxe accommodations, amazing food, airport transfers, and fishing gear. All you bring is your layer clothing, and Kingfisher covers the rest. Kingfisher Charters, your Alaska fishing destination. 800-727-6136 or check kingfishercharters.com.
The state-of-the-art long-range sport fishing vessel, the Independence, delivers the top quality, comfort, and fishability you look for in a long-range boat. Veteran captains Mark Pisano and Paul Strasser built this incredible 112-foot vessel with the most modern technology and luxurious comfort available. Once you go on the Independence, you'll be back. Call Independence Sports Fishing at 619-226-6006 or check independencesportfishing.com. FordFishingVoice.com.
The Ford Summer Sales Event is on at your San Diego County Ford dealers. It's a great time to take a test drive to see what Ford's award-winning lineup of trucks and SUVs has to offer. You'll discover California's best-selling truck brand, Ford F-Series, equipped for anything your demanding job needs or the family vacation you're taking. Check out the Bronco family featuring the iconic Ford Bronco or the versatile Ford Bronco Sport. Both have muscle, tech, and durability needed to go anywhere. Whether it's gas, hybrid, or all-electric, visit your local dealership to find the perfect Ford for you during the Ford Summer Sales Event. The Ford Summer Sales Event is on at your San Diego County Ford dealers. It's a great time to take a test drive to see what Ford's award-winning lineup of trucks and SUVs has to offer. Visit your local San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning. Been a very, very busy morning. We've had our first open phone line. Somebody dropped off during the break. If you want a shot, 833-288-0973.
Frank, you wanted to mention something.
Yeah, actually, I think Rick knows what. Rick, is it true that a friend of yours is having a birthday coming up real soon?
That is true. A very close friend of mine is having a birthday coming up very soon.
He's over 70 now?
No, not over 70. Are you talking about me?
Yeah, Pete Ray. Happy birthday, Pete.
Thanks, Frank. Yeah, Tuesday, 7-0.
Really?
Yeah.
7-0.
Yeah, how about
Holy
that, huh?
cow, you are getting old.
I know, I'm getting old. And then 2 days later, I'm having heart surgery. How about that? Yeah. But it's an elective surgery. I'm having a Watchman. And
you're doing the Watchman.
Yeah, and then also I'm going to correct my AFib with ablation too. At the same, it's like a 2-for-1 deal.
Okay.
It's elective surgery. I'm supposed to go in Thursday morning and be out by the afternoon, and have to lay low a couple days, so I won't be here next weekend, Saturday and Sunday. I'll let Rick and Corey handle the
you back.
Yeah. So, think about me 2 days after my 70th birthday.
Well, I'll
right?
tell you what, Pete, the whole industry wishes you a happy birthday.
Oh, thank you very much. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah. You're coming up in November at 81. Is that right?
82.
82. You're amazing. What's the secret, Frank? Give me the secret.
Fishing.
Yeah.
Got to keep going, right?
That's right.
You know,
working your butt off.
Yeah, you keep going.
A day doesn't go by without, when Frank's in town, doesn't go by without coming in.
Yeah.
Frank knows every person that works at the tackle store by name, always checks in with everybody. No, he's too humble to hear that, but it's the truth. Like, all of us are buds with Frank, a guy that is in college that's working in the summertime. Frank always takes his time. How's things going? All of our kids are buds and fish together. He's always here in the fish report. It's just I'm very proud to get to work with Frank, and we've got such an awesome team, and we've got a team because of good leadership, and there is no better leadership in this business than Captain Frank.
That is for sure.
It's the truth.
Doubt about it. Well, hey, phones are packed. They want to talk to Frank.
Let's do that, buddy. How about this time we talk to Robert? He's calling us from Canyon Country this morning. Robert, good morning. Thanks for joining us here on Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, guys. Fabulous show as always. So, my first trip on the Polaris Supreme, I leave on Wednesday morning, and my first trip on a 5-star floating hotel. My question is, what can I bring for the crew? I know those guys work their asses off. Is there something we can bring? I hate to say it, a pre-bribe?
A pre-bribe.
You know what? There's so many passengers that love to bring junk food for the kids, and they eat it all up. So it goes from cashews to different kinds of candy and chips, and the guy that was probably I've never known a guy that would eat more junk food than Roy Rose.
Oh, really?
Roy Rose, really?
He's a candy-aholic?
People would bring stuff by the boxes up there, and he'd just
eat it all.
Oh, he always put weight on during the summer because there was just so much food
Sucking
up
it
there.
down. Yeah.
But anyhow, just gummy worms, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anything.
They like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they do.
One thing-
That's a nice way to say, thank you or whatever.
One that I always loved, I had a buddy, Bill Moore, who we fished a lot of long range trips
Bill
together. Great friend. Bill always brings like a bag of like high quality socks for all the guys. You know, like there is nothing like putting on a brand new pair of socks. Like every time he'd find out how many guys were on board, and he'd buy like, you know, higher end bags of socks for every single guy on the trip. There's always like
things like that are great.
Stuff go a long way.
Little things like that. Yep.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I know our crew, like somebody brought our crew a flat of energy drinks the other day.
Yeah, that's another one.
Boy, you get a bunch of college kids that are working an afternoon job and they fished all night and then they got to work the next morning and somebody showed up. You know, we filled a bunch of line for somebody and he had a fish that he pulled on for a couple hours and the connection was perfect. And he came back with a flat of monsters for all the kids behind the counter. You would have thought he had just done the world for him. Oh, you can't believe it, man. Somebody brought us a whole flat of monsters. It was just the coolest thing in the world.
That's funny.
Yeah, fun
you have
stuff.
a great text?
I thought so. This is a really fun one. It says, hey guys, good morning. A great show as usual with Captain Frank. Says, I just got back from a charter on the Liberty, and as a guy who's been fishing on our boats for 50 years, I can say what a fantastic operation. I check the weather as the trips get close more than I check the fish counts. I can tell you one thing, from Friday morning to this morning, laying in your bunk with your eyes closed, you couldn't tell if the boat had ever left the bay.
Wow.
And the fishing was pretty good also. Have a great day. Thanks for everything you guys do, Larry and El Cajon.
That's cool.
Well, Taro and Anebo do a fabulous job. It doesn't surprise me a bit. They're
And that
great
boat
operators.
is so amazing too. The other guy I want to mention at Fisherman's Landing is Captain Dave aboard the Tomahawk. That guy is amazing. What a great operator.
We love David Ibrahim.
Yeah.
He's a great guy, great operator, hard worker.
And
Couldn't
great boat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he's doing a heck of a job.
Yeah, that's for sure. A lot of good operators there. Yeah, for sure.
I think, you know, as you know, we kind of helped him, and I think after this season, he'll be completely on his own.
Wow, good for him.
That would be nice.
So interesting text. And unfortunately, he didn't leave his phone number. He didn't leave his name. So no prize for you. Sorry. But you know what? It's good enough that I want to read it. My earliest memory of fishing was on the boat Sea Boots. I caught my first yellowtail on the trip. It was the jackpot fish as well. I think the captain's name was Chuck. I was only 8 years old. I'm intrigued. Do you remember? Does that bring back some Sea Boots?
Sea Boots was definitely a boat, and I want to say it was running out of Oceanside, but this was a long time ago. That guy has to be older than me.
He sounds like it. Yeah, I don't know.
Sea Boots. That's many years
I thought
ago.
maybe it jog a memory there.
I'm
but,
sorry.
I guess
Chuck,
not.
The only, the Chuck that I remember wasn't running the Sea Boots. He was Chuck Gonzalez was a guy out of San Pedro, but no, I don't know who it was.
All right. Very
Sorry.
good. All right.
I had a good text from Darren and Menifee. Good morning, Pete, Rick, and Captain Frank. Frank, could you explain a little bit on the limits and how they work on a day and a half versus a reverse day and a half trip? And what about trips that are longer in 3 days of work, longer than 3 days of length? I always love hearing Frank's voice on the radio.
I hope I get it right. On a long range trip, say 5 day trip or more, you're allowed, or even a 4 day trip, you're allowed. Now this does not count bluefin tuna. You're allowed 30 fish, no more than 15 of one variety. On bluefin trips, if you leave on a day and a half trip, or call it a 2 day trip, you have to leave before noon. That's why most of the boats leave at 11 a.m. And that counts for 2 limits. In other words, you can have 4 bluefin. If it's a 3 day trip, you're allowed 6 bluefin. And then there's the thing with the Dorado. They take the place of some other fish, and that's one of the reasons why they can count for quite a bit in your limit. Do you know exactly what that is?
It's 2 fish limit on Dorado, right?
Yep. And in Mexico, 2 fish counts the same, just like
As a
bluefin
5
count the
fish
same
limit.
as something else.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and with the
that's
bluefin
changed a few times.
the bluefin would count as the same. So on your 30 fish limit, you can keep 4 bluefin, but then you can only keep 20 more fish, I'm guessing. right?
26, I would
So it's
think.
15. Like Frank said it best. You get a Mexican limit is 5 of any species with a maximum of 10 per day.
Right.
And bluefin, a 2 fish limit counts the same as a 5.
As a 5 fish
and just
limit.
like Dorado, 2 fish would count the same as a 5.
Same as right. Yeah, very good. All right, good. Well, let's jump back on the phones.
You
Rick.
got it, man. Phones are packed up. Everybody wants to talk to Captain Frank, just like Chuck, who's calling us from Dana Point. Good morning, Chuck. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, guys. Happy birthday, Pete, and good luck on your surgery.
Thank you.
You know, it's always a guarantee that you want to be well when you get out there on the boats. You know?
That's for
I wouldn't
sure.
want to be the guy to turn around. And Frank, and you guys, the show itself too. Thanks for all your help. Because where would we be fishing if it wasn't for all the fighting we have to do just for what we got and to try to keep it? I want to thank you guys, CCA and everybody. I couldn't imagine what it'd be like. But one of my favorite stories, Frank, is when you were getting towed around, what were you, like 10 in Newport Harbor, and you guys would fish and get the bat raised to tow you around. I think that's one of the greatest stories, man.
It was fun.
What
It
a
was a
life.
lot of fun. They get some huge bat rays. Newport Harbor's got some giants. We had those little green skiffs that we had to clean every night. And as soon as we got done, we'd jump in one with our rods and a couple of greenback mackerel and go fishing.
Was that at Davy's Locker?
No, it was at Balboa Pavilion.
Oh, at Balboa Pavilion.
That's when I was working there when I started working.
Wow. Yeah. Fun stuff. Yeah,
Oh,
those
it
bat
was
rays
so
are
much fun.
fun to catch.
I used to fish with a guy named Frank Rimley. We used to have so much fun.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Hey, great. Hey, Chuck, thanks a lot for the call this morning.
Thank you, Chuck.
Sharice in Huntington Beach asked, good morning, guys. Love listening to the show. I'm a girl who loves to fish, but none of my friends do, unfortunately. Frank, where's a good place to meet other ladies who enjoy fishing?
Ooh.
Maybe go on the Searcher with the ladies trip.
Yeah,
right?
we'll have to get, we can get you a name. Maybe if
Wendy Toshihara, actually.
Wendy is the gal.
Yeah, she puts
Yes,
it together.
she-
and
Also,
Wendy works for Iserline.
And Lori Satchel.
Oh,
from Turner.
Roy
She's like, I
from
think,
Turner's,
the
yeah.
co-charter master on that trip.
Yeah. So, you know
And
what?
you know another person you can call. You can call Jen, who in the Shogun office, and Jen can hook you up with some ladies that'll be that'll welcome you aboard
In your
on the
office.
trip.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just ask for Jen.
And
And the
just
other
ask
thing,
for
yeah,
Jen.
call Lori. Ask for Lori at the San Marcos location of Turner's Outdoorsman. And I'm not sure what her hours are, but Lori's super accommodating to get hooked up with other
There you
ladies and
go.
stuff, and
I-
get on one of their charters. That would be a great way to meet
We
some
definitely,
ladies.
the ladies are missing it by not going on these trips.
Absolutely.
If they
Yeah.
have any inclination to enjoying fishing. I mean, you talk about a clean sport out in clean air and
Totally.
healthy and
Oh yeah.
and whatever.
Great food, great accommodations.
Yeah.
It's just
Yep.
such a good time.
But yeah, you get hooked up with the right group, and you're going to have some really good fun there, Sharice, and that's a good idea.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I thought this was a fun text. It says, good morning, gents. I've always dreamed of going on a long range trip, but I've been apprehensive about being seasick for multiple days in the water. I'm fine on smaller center consoles, and I've traveled a bunch fishing Baja, but longer trips out of San Diego have always been apprehensive to me. Scopolamine patch works for me until it gets really rough. Do you have any recommendations on seasickness medications, Frank, that you've seen from over the years from Ted in San Diego?
Well, God, I never remember Simmerzine. That's what it is.
Simmerzine. Yeah, that's the one Kathy was.
That's a pill that you can take if you are seasick. You've already gotten seasick. You can take that pill, and if you can keep it down for 30 minutes, your seasickness is gone.
Yeah, it's actually it was an anti-nausea pill for cancer patients, right?
Cancer patients
yeah.
and women who were about to give birth because the nausea
okay.
problem.
Okay, Simmerzine.
Okay. Yeah, Simmerzine is what
Ask
it's
your
called.
doctor.
Ask your doctor.
Yeah.
You have to get a prescription.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, a good one here from Rich in Long Beach says, always a pleasure having Frank in the house. Wondering if Frank, all your lures on the water, what the strangest thing you've seen out on the ocean that you fished or explored.
No,
and
I'd have to think.
There's a
about
lot.
that.
That's a big book right there.
God, what is the strangest thing?
Strangest thing.
I don't know. I'd have to think about
Yeah.
that for a while. I can't give you an answer to that one
Yes.
right now. I'm sorry.
Well, speaking of big book, when is that coming? We've been teasing you for a long time. You know, Pete said that it'd be a big book worth of strange things you got. We've been teasing you for a long time. When do we get to do that, Frank?
You know, we actually, I told you what I would be interested in doing, and that's doing a book with Brennan Hayward doing the book.
Yeah.
And it would be a book not about me, but I would do it with Brian Kiyahara, Randy Toussaint, Tim Ekstrom, and maybe another person in there. But if those guys have been in the industry long enough that there'd be some great memories. The only one I wish we could still put in there, but he's gone now, is Steve Loomis. But anyhow, then I'd be interested in doing a book. And Brandon's interested in it, so he may contact us here as soon as he's done
fantastic
fishing.
writer. Too.
Yes.
Yeah, really a fantastic writer. You have a good one there, Rick?
It says, good morning, gentlemen. My question coming up, it's my son's birthday coming up in September, and I'd really like to get him a new rod and reel outfit. Frank, in your opinion, what is the best all-around setup that I could buy to get a guy started in sport fishing? This is from Kathleen in Ocean Beach.
Well, I'm going to, when I have a question like that, I immediately call Fisherman's Landing and ask for Rick Maxa or Brandon Bono or RC or Dylan. And that's
all those guys.
Go ahead, Rick. What would you say?
If I was going to pick an all-around outfit for fishing in San Diego, it doesn't say the age, but I think a 25-pound outfit probably covers more bases than anything we do. It's light enough that you could still catch a sand bass on a half-day trip, but heavy enough that you could catch a yellowtail or a tuna and go kelp patty fishing. And I like a 7 to an 8-foot rod, and I'd pick a reel that's not too terribly expensive to get started. And I really like a Shimano Torium in like a 14 to 16 size.
That 14 size is such a perfect size because you can land a big fish on that if you need to too.
You could. And like anything, if we get an idea, if somebody did come into the tackle store, we'd find out what they already had, if they didn't, and the type of fishing that they like to do, sport boat versus private boat, and ask a few questions until we tailor it just right. But off the cuff, that'd be my favorite. 7 to 8 foot rod, Torium 14. Hey, when we come back, we're gonna find out who's going fishing. We're giving away an overnight trip at a Fisherman's Landing and a $250 gift certificate to the Supreme, the Shogun, or the Royal Polaris. More Let's Talk Hookup coming your way in the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan. Pursuing big game fish, the right gear is essential. Not just the rod, reel, and line, but the right pair of binoculars too. So upgrade your gear to the best pair of Fujinon stabilized binoculars from Baker Marine. Baker Marine has been selling binoculars for decades, and more importantly, they service all brands right there at their San Diego Shelter Island location. Need the best? Fujinon Stabiscopes are the professional's choice. Looking for top-tier stabilization at a great price? The Fujinon Technostabi TSX 1440s deliver rock-steady vision, even in rough waters, perfect for serious anglers. Baker Marine is the largest Fujinon retailer on the West Coast, and when you buy from them, they'll be there when your binoculars need service. Plus, they'll give you a great price on all in-stock Fujinon binoculars. Stop by their store on Shelter Island in San Diego and test a pair of Fujinon binoculars and see which ones are right for you. They even have compact and lightweight Fujinon stabilized binoculars for your next vacation or hunting trip. You know you need a pair of stabilized binoculars, so get them from the experts at Baker Marine. Learn more at bakermarine.com.
The name that stands out among anglers is Fisherman's Landing, your top choice in local and long-range fishing. Our hardworking crew will make your fishing experience one to remember. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. Fisherman's Landing is a full-service sport fishing operation offering great half-day trips on the Dolphin and full-day trips on the spacious and comfortable 85-foot Liberty. With bunks for your comfort, a huge bait capacity, and RSW fish holds to keep your catch fresh. Fisherman's Landing also boasts the best captains and crews in the business, from seasoned veterans to our young future legends. All our open party trips from half-day, full, or 1 to 3 day trips can be easily booked online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call at 619-221-8500. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
Don't let the summer pass you by with powerful deals on new Yamaha outboards during Yamaha's Cruise into Summer sales event. From now until September 3rd, 2025, purchase a new eligible Yamaha 450 to 30 horsepower outboard and get up to 7 years of warranty protection. Looking for a lower horsepower? Yamaha's got you covered. Purchase a new Yamaha 25 to 2.5 horsepower outboard and receive up to $300 in dealer credit. Yamaha, reliability starts here. Offer ends September 3rd, 2025. Subject to change. Other restrictions and conditions apply. Select models excluded. 24-month Yamaha extended service added to 36 or 60-month factory limited warranty. Choice offered to Florida residents is a 24-month Yamaha limited warranty for select motors. See authorized participating Yamaha outboard dealers for details. Cannot be used with any other Yamaha offer.
Many years ago, Baja pioneer Bob Van Wormer found the area he called the Great Fish Trap in the East Cape of southern Baja and built what is now regarded as the premier East Cape resorts of Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Today, following in their father's footsteps, Bob's sons, Bobby, Chucky, and Eddie, have taken Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol to new levels with the largest sport fishing fleet in Mexico, a luxurious spa, and top-of-the-line resort amenities. Van Wormer Resorts have become a destination for travelers worldwide. But for us, Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol are just a short 2-hour flight away. No other tropical fishing destination offers the experience and value that you'll find at Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Now you can plan your Baja fishing vacation quick and easy by visiting VanWarmerResorts.com. And when you're ready to book, it's quick and easy. Or simply call 877-777-TUNA for more information. Van Wormer Resorts, the East Cape's finest.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Okay, it's time. We're going to find out who's getting that $250 gift certificate on the RP, the Shogun and the Supreme. Other prize, obviously an overnight trip at a Fisherman's Landing.
Consolation prize.
Yeah, Frank gives us the honors.
Frank's
Give
going
us
to
that
flip the coin. Go for it, Frank.
We're going to let it hit the deck. The deck will go.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a texter is winning that $250 trip. So congratulations, Ted. You've got yourself that $250 gift certificate. That means our caller, Ryan and Irvine, you're going fishing on an overnight trip at a Fisherman's Landing. Congratulations, you guys.
Yeah, congratulations. Frank, such a great show. You can't take those headphones. You can't take those headphones off because we're just talking guys here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all you do. I know you don't like hearing that, but we all appreciate you.
We wouldn't be here without
Rick
you,
and
buddy.
ourselves
Thank you,
and
thank you,
everybody
thank
out there appreciates all the hard work you're still doing in these years. So, of course, Shogun and Player Supreme, give us the phone numbers for those.
619-226-8030 and C4 Sport Fishing 619-224-3383 for the Player Supreme.
Great. Hey, thank you. Thanks to Jeff for manning the busy phones today. Thanks to Adam, all he does on the Let's Talk Hookup app. Rick and Corey will be back next Saturday. Captain Pete Grosbeck, one of the legendary captains, will be here. And then next Sunday, Mike Pritchard from the Tribute. Thanks for listening today. Thanks to all of you out there. We'll see you next week right back here on 97.3 The Fan, YouTube, Facebook Live, and the Let's Talk Hookup app.
KWFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
This is Joe Musk.